$2,000 in sales last month alone. She's already earned Puerto Rico for this year. Her business is, like, you do a really good job of cultivating a online presence. You give tips, you do cooking classes in your home, you have your mom cooking
She goes
with
live.
you go live. You're always sharing ideas
And organization, pantry tips, all that. She's just
Paula's
amazing.
party average is super high, and most of her sales is totally live cooking shows. But she also has experience with online shows and her organization doing Facebook shows, recruiting and growing that way as well.
And fundraisers, right?
Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. Here we go. So what would anyone like to know? I've been in Pampered Chef for 26 years, and I've done over 3,500 parties. It's not that I like to cook and bake, but I am a kitchen tool junkie, and I consider myself a kitchen tool entertainer. So that's kind of my tagline, and I tell people that you know, I'm really excited about entertaining them, whether it's through virtual or whether it's through live. Before I get out of bed in the morning, I check Facebook, and sometimes I work for 2 or 3 hours in bed before I even get up, because when I get up, I might need to go into town, go by my mom, go to the Y, do something like that. So I start working right off the bat. I know if I get up and go in my office, I won't get anything else done, but I am a member of a lot of Facebook groups, so I will find a recipe or a really nice post, and I will go and post that quickly on all the different parties that I have set up, and then I'm kind of done. You know, I mean, I'll copy and paste their URL with a picture, and I'll quickly do that. I don't redesign anything. I don't create anything. I basically copy things that a lot of people have already done. Because it wouldn't be a good use of my time. There's already people that are doing that. So I'm in different virtual Facebook groups and a lot of different groups. I'll go on, you know, different sites. I might go on Patty's site, Nancy Joe's site, and might find a picture of something relevant. I think it's really important to be an entertainer on Facebook with my parties, and not just sell this, buy this, you do want to book a party. I think that turns people off. So I don't all the time, it's not always about that. Maybe, you know, and I know some people put a booking post or recruiting post every single day. I don't do that. I tag people and I private message people. 1 year ago, I decided to start Paula's Pampered Kitchen page, and because I wanted Paula Brockner and Paula's Pampered Kitchen page to be separate. So my personal page are my grandkids, my house, where I'm at, my mom, my family, whatever. And then Paula's Pampered Kitchen page is Pampered Chef and recipes. But again, I will maybe teach about salt. I'll find articles about broccoli. And but people love to watch and see what I'm doing. For a while there, I was going live a lot. But again, it was just, what am I cooking or doing or cutting? I would probably say, what kitchen tool might you want to know a little bit more about? And then this week I'll go live and I'll do that. So it's all about, you know, entertaining them. And, you know, so I like to just, because I want people to come back and come back and come back, and not like, oh my gosh, what is she doing? No, what is she selling now? I do notice that if I were to say I'm getting ready to line up May parties, it'll be crickets. And then I'll put something on like, you know, how do you like your eggs? Scrambled over easy. And then I'll have 55 comments. So I do know people watch, even though they're, you know, like they're stalking like most people do. So.
Do you want to tell everybody why it's important for them to comment and why you ask questions like that?
Well, I ask questions because I want to see how many people are on there, and then I can also private message them. But one of the things I was going to say is, a year ago I decided to start Paula's Pampered Kitchen page, and I went on my personal page and I said, if anyone wants to move strictly to find out about Pampered Chef, about recipes, about specials. So people would say, add me, add me, add me. But now, and I just got done having, now it's been 1 year and I have 1,000 people in there. Wow. But I will, any parties I have set up, when there people say going, I go into the going, and then I just click add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend. And you know, a lot of them don't reply saying they will, but if they do, I take them over then and put them in my Paula's Pampered Kitchen page. So I you know, I really do promote that, but I stay
So you
real
don't
present.
have to friend everybody that's going to your show in order to put them on the page?
I do send a friend request, and if they accept it, then I move them over there. But I sometimes take the URL for Paula's Pampered Kitchen page. There's a separate link, and I'll say, and I'll put that on my personal page and say that. So it's kind of a challenge for me to see if I can get that number built up. A lot of the sales I get for the outlet, though, do not come from Facebook. They come from me adding an outlet note to the customer connection. So that's where a lot of my, you know, orders come from outlet. Did you have a question?
Is your page an actual page or is it a group?
Paula's Pampered Kitchen group. So it's for my customers.
Closed group.
Yeah, so it's just for my customers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever, Paula, in your virtual shows, because I know some people do this, is to generate people to go there? They give them extra raffle tickets. You know, they have their post where it says, you know, go to either my business page and like me, you'll get 5 extra tickets, or, you know, join my group, here's the link, and you'll get 5 extra tickets or whatever.
No,
Okay.
I don't like games.
Okay.
I do
Ever?
not. I play no games.
I
So-
know this for a fact.
Yeah, I don't like
No
games.
cards,
I
no
don't
dice.
play games.
Oh.
The few times I'll tell you the tip for playing games, because I started doing that. And my thought was, I'm not keeping track of tickets, I'm not playing, I'm gonna post. So I started on the very first post and I said, if you keep track of your tickets, because at the end I'm gonna ask how many you have. So out of 20 Facebook parties I did last fall, within a couple months, I think I gave a door prize to one person. Nobody's keeping track. Nobody keeps track. So at the end, when it says, you know what, post how many you have, you know, I'll pick a winner or something, you know, no. And once in a great while, a hostess would say, did you ever pick a winner or whatever? You know, I look down and see who made the most comments. But if I sent 1, 2 at the absolute most, older season's best, out of 20 shows, that was a lot. So people want to play that, but they're not keeping track. And I told them originally, you keep track. I'm not keeping track. I'm too busy, you know, entertaining you and, you know, putting informational posts out for you. I'm not going to keep track. So eliminate
Give us a
that job.
handful of what you say
Oh, sorry.
would be informational or entertaining posts. Like, give a couple
You know
examples.
what? You know what? There's 3 kinds of salt. So you know, do you know that? Is it called a chew? There's so many
Yeah.
informational things in there. So entertaining would be finding things about broccoli, finding things about salt.
Garlic.
You know,
Mustard.
garlic, onions. I'm a garlic grower,
kind
so
of
I
salt
post
is
garlic things. You know what? There's cooking salt, which is kosher, and so I'll talk about that at my shows too. Kosher salt, and then you know there's finishing salts, and that's why we have the good finishing salt. You know,
Our
so-
Himalayan sea salt is a
Himalayan
finishing-
sea salt is a finishing salt, a high-end sea salt. So when people talk about, I really have to watch my sodium, because you should salt every layer of thing you're cooking to break up the food particles and for the flavor. So people say, well, I've got to watch my sodium. You watch your sodium when you're sitting down to eat with the finishing salt. It's not the cooking salt that's bothering anybody. So that's what they think it is, but you have a good sea salt at the end. That's enhancing the flavor. It's not giving you more sodium to digest. But I put, you know what, I'll just go on. Okay, one day I straightened out all my cupboard, and my stone's all standing nice. Next to my stove, I'll open my cupboard. I moved a shelf. I have 2 tool turnabouts there. All the stainless is one. So I said to them, you know what? How many of you have organized closets and organized cupboards? So then I will show them how to organize their tools. I'll organize a drawer, and then I'll say, this is how a well-kept drawer should be. And then one day I opened my pantry door, and I'm in my pantry, and went, boom! I said, you know, I said, you know what, I'm not in my kitchen today, I'm in my pantry, and, just goofy things. One day I said, Paula's Pampered Kitchen. I said, I'm not in my kitchen today, I'm in my husband's garage. And I said, because I'm cooking something and I don't want the smell in the house. So I had the crock pot and I was telling him what I was cooking. And I have people stop me and say, you're my husband's entertainment. It's just whatever I feel like I want to talk about. But you know what, the big thing is, I want to promote myself. And not that I'm the Pampered Chef person or buy this, buy that. I'm just trying to educate people and to have fun. And because I kind of watched a lot of trainers, I don't even know who they were anymore.
Well, here's the one I
What's
wanted
it?
to tell you. People will do business with people that they know, like, and trust.
Know, like, and trust. And
And
have
that's what
fun.
you are.
And have fun, So I'll say at a show how many of you are on Paula's Pampered Kitchen page. And they're, oh my gosh, So, but I mean, I might talk about a bottle of water. It doesn't matter. And I also took a little training on how to video and what to have in the background, what not to have in the angle of the camera. It just all short, little interesting things.
Tell us those things.
Well, my biggest thing is when I watch anybody do videos, first of all, I watch to see all the crap they have on their counters and their cupboards. It's very distracting. And so I always make sure whatever my background is going to be. So my stage is my kitchen, my counter, my big bowl I have in the back. So I always watch that. So the other thing is you want to make sure that when you are holding the camera, that there's not a window behind what you're doing because of the glare, so that, and the biggest tip I think I would tell you is when you're videoing anything you're doing, don't be looking down and have your camera sitting here. Your camera should be even with your face, because you want to be looking this way. If you start looking down, you've got you've got necks like this, and and then way too high is very weird as well. I have tripods. Before I bought a $10 tripod, I would stand it in a glass on a pile of books. But you know what? If I were to worry about my makeup and all of that, I would never post a video. I never watch, I never listen to myself, and I never critique it, so I don't video it and see how do I look in that. I just do it. Just do it.
Are you
And-
live or
Oh
do you
yeah,
shoot
when I'm
yourself?
live, yeah. I don't ever look, and sometimes I go blah, blah, what was I saying, So it doesn't matter. I don't think cut, I'm gonna start over, so I do everything is live. I don't,
You don't do what we did at the beginning.
yeah. You know what? Another thing I think is really important is when you're doing live, I set every one of my live parties up on Facebook. And so that's almost like I consider it a virtual party. But I don't put more than 1 or 2 posts a day going up until the party's going to come. I should go on every single party and introduce myself and say I'm really looking forward to the party. Now, if I wanted to do one video of that and use it for the whole month, I can. I'm just not using the name. Or I can go live and say, hey, you know what? We've only got 4 days left to Nancy Joe's party. I'm really excited. I know it's probably not a good day for everyone, but that's why I've got the link on here. You can scroll down. I have been using groups for years, events for years. Just this month, for the very first time, I've got all my parties in groups. So
Now, how are you doing that? Because you're post my party.
No, I'm not using that because I just post. I post. And I've only got 2 virtual parties in May, and I've got all the rest of my parties are all live parties. So, but I just post. I'm not,
You're not using a third party.
I
post.
post my party when I do.
Okay.
Post my party when I do.
So no matter whether you set a regular kitchen show party, cooking party, you set something up on Facebook
Yes.
for this?
All my live shows are all on Facebook. So I've
And
got
you
a,
have a component of it on Facebook, right?
yeah. So it's not just my virtual parties
Not
are on
everybody
Facebook.
can go. And
Because
As an event,
Yeah,
As a
on your
I
page,
just set
As
them
a
all,
group.
all up in groups now.
As a group.
In group. So every party, and you know what? That's why I think I get outside orders. I get attendance. I can't count on the hostess using postcards because I get most of them back. I can't count on just Facebook. So I make sure every hostess has the party link. I send it to her in an email. I send it to her on Facebook, and I post it on all the places because I don't know what she's really going to do. And if they have 30 people, like I can see that they've invited 30 people, I say that's a good start. To be honest with you, I don't hostess coach other than sending a quick note on, and that's not even a lot or much.
Okay, I must have crawled out from under a rock.
Okay.
But you know what, Paula? You've got a super big following. People know you in your area.
No, I'm not in my area. I'm driving an hour over an hour, but I get a booking and I, go there, and so it's not. I'm not even doing shows in my town.
I don't
So-
think most people can get away with
No,
not
they can't.
coaching.
Right.
No,
So-
but when I do coach, it's not, no, I don't wanna say I don't hostess coach. I don't hostess coach over the phone and that.
Okay.
I'll quickly send a note and
Okay.
say, can you post this? Or can you say something? Or, are you encouraging people? Can you tag people? So I don't literally call them to hostess coach. I can do it all through texting and email. Every single one of my hostesses, I know their best way to contact them. Is it email, is it Facebook message, or it's texting? And I have that in a little note so that I know each way how to work with people.
So when you post these on your group, on your Facebook page, how is it getting to them? I mean,
Well, I set up the group, and you've got to put a person in
Okay.
the group to set it up, and that's the hostess.
That's your host,
And then I
okay.
put a banner, and then I'll put the very first post is, Nancy Joe's party, Monday, May 5th. New spring summer catalog. If you can't attend, here's her party link.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's my main description. The next post might be the guest special. And then the next one might be a picture of the food chopper with chopped up salad, but the initial description's in there again. So every 2 posts is the description that says, here's her link if you can't attend. Or
Okay.
you wanna shop, we'll say, do you wanna shop ahead or on this site if you can't attend? That's what I say. Yeah.
Do you ever have parties where nobody orders and you've done a lot of posts over a week or so?
You mean at the live
virtual.
parties I'm going to?
No, your virtual. parties.
Virtual, where nobody orders? Yeah.
Or where there's not orders coming in and then.
Yeah,
how many
you know
more
what, I
time
think
in?
that's real common. You know what, I just do my live parties. I mean, that's a for sure thing for me. I have 3 virtuals going on now, and I see we already have an order on each one, but then I will put a thank you note and say thank you. When people start seeing that people are starting to order, even if you were to say, thanks Mary, Tommy, Susie for ordering today. If you say to the hostess, I'm just going to post that, they don't know that those weren't real orders coming in. Now, I don't really do that, but that's what you could do. People need to see, oh, they're ordering, I better order.
get in there.
But you want to, so think about this. If you were to look on your cell phone at an event, if you don't have a link there and you say 2 more days for Patty's party, if you don't have a link there, they're just seeing it scrolling. You've got to have that link on there all the time.
I posted at the top of every
Yeah.
single post.
Yeah.
I post that in there.
Yeah.
Goodness, bless you.
And then the description of whatever the picture is or something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And I'm always saying to the hostess, how are you doing with the catalogs I gave you? So that's keeping that in front of her, that I've got that. I want to tell you a tip. Now this is something that when I do all my shows at 6 o'clock in my area, I get there at 5:30, and I will say to the host, now Marie, when I am done with all the demo, please don't say, hey, you guys come up and eat. Because while I'm doing my demonstration, they're all going to be in the book, writing down things. And if you say, come and eat, they're going to mentally stop shopping. They're going to come and eat. Then they're going to visit. They're going to have a drink. And they're going to be, oh my gosh, Marie, how long are you going to keep the party open? I'm going to take the book. I'll get back to you. And you're going to be chasing people down all week. They're like, whoa, no, I'm not going to be doing that. So I said, follow my lead. When I say, hey, you guys, we're wrapping this up now. What was going to work the best here tonight is if you all finish shopping, bring your order up here, no waiting in line, then go and eat. So please shop first and then eat. Now, you know what, you guys? I'm the first one out of there. I'm gone. because they're done shopping, nobody's looking at anything, they're all eating, I'm already done, I just go. So I get there at 5:30, and most of the time I'm out by 8. Even if I have 25 people there, I'm out by 8.
How many people did you have at your last show?
I had, I think 30, but that's not real common. I mean, that was a Friday night party, but it's real common that I have, I mean, always 12, 15 or more than that. But you know what, I mean, I will say to her, how many are coming? Bring a friend. And, you know, I think when they're at a party and there's a lot of people, you know, and, you know, they just know that we're going to have a big party. I think if you get in the rut of there's 3 people and somebody books a party, they're just going to have a few. And I don't mix words. I mean, I'm going out to entertain them. You know what, if I say to them, if you've invited 40, you might have 10. So if you invite 10, you're going to have 1 or 2, and then it's not going to pay for you to do this. Because I've done a lot of parties, so I tell them that, you know, that they just want to have a lot of people. But I'll tell you what, everybody listens. So they come up, they bring their order, and then I holler one at a time. So I'd be doing Nancy Joe, I do my checkout with her. I'm on direct ship now, so I want to make sure I can read things and all that. So that when I get home I can put that in. And then I'll say, you know, and thanks again, whatever, you know, can you call, and I'll look at the next receipt, can you call Patty? So they'll go out and holler for the next person comes. But everybody then, the orders are done, they're eating, and my ending line is, you know, I appreciate, you know, you guys all coming. And as I'm going, getting ready, I'll say, hey, you guys, until we eat again. And that's one of my lines too, and they all laugh and they think that's fun. So, you know, until we eat again, and you know.
Your party average is incredible. You're getting bookings and recruits. What do you attribute it to? You said that you have 2 recipes.
You know what?
And alternate.
Yeah, I do, like, the other night I did chicken fajitas. We got a booking. I'm going to do chicken bruschetta pasta. At that party, she gets a booking. We're going to do chicken fajitas. At that, you know, now if she gets 2 bookings, I say, does everybody know the same circle of people? No, good. Then I'm going to do the same thing, because I don't like the whole cooking and baking and all that. So I do one food, and I tell them that they want to have things on the side. But you know what? I know my products, and I can play off of people. And I think that's it could maybe be some sort of a gift as well. I tell people, write it down. What number is that? What page is that? What number is that? I have everybody looking for page numbers to help. And then I'll say, you know what, do you have that? No, okay, go ahead, write it down. I said, write 2 of them down. I mean, I tell people what to order. And the one man, I told him to buy 4 scoop loops, and then he did. And I got this order, 4 scoop loops. I called, I said, did you want 4? He said, well, you told me to write down 4. So I said, I'm sure you'll find somebody to give them to. But anyway, you know what, I have fun with people. But you know what, maybe comes in time, but you know, everybody's got a different kind of personality. I don't think you need to be a comedian to do this, but I'm really passionate, and people will say, Paula, oh my God, this is your niche, or you do, you know, you want to work so that people pay you a compliment and say, oh my gosh, this was, you know, really a good, I can tell you love that. That you want to work toward. But I've done 3,500 parties.
Tip.
What? My broccoli? What? I mean,
You just
said
told me.
that. I just said that.
You just said that?
Yeah, people believe everything I say. So you can say stuff.
What was the broccoli?
I don't think, is there broccoli?
She said
tip?
I give tips on broccoli.
Or I give tips. No, I didn't mean broccoli. You know what? I just give. It doesn't matter. People believe me. I don't care. You know. You know what? And they'll say, Paula, you didn't talk about the. You know what? If somebody were to say, Paula, you didn't talk about the manual food processor. I said, you know why? I'm saving it for your party. So you know, and then you know, she might say, oh, you didn't, you know, talk about the citrus peeler or something. I'll go, you know what? I'm saving that for your party. How many of you guys want to go to another party? And I say it out loud. Nobody can afford everything all at once. So I want you to realize that you're going to need to be putting a date down on here. So I tell them that they need to book a party because they can't afford it all at once. If you have 1 or 2 things you want, buy it. You want 3 or 4 things, you know what, you know, you want to buy something tonight to help the host with their party, but you surely are going to want to have your own party. And so another tip I say is, okay, you guys, you know, just kind of humor me here. Look to the person to your right and to your left and tell them that you can't wait to come to their party. And they're sitting there like you are, guys, come on, you guys, here, tell each other. And they start going, I'll come to your party, I'll come to your party, and I'll say, see you guys, you've got people that want to come to your party, you better be home when I get there. So, I mean, I say stuff, so I'm encouraging them to book, and you know what, and I'll say, did you notice the 3 people around you said they're gonna come to your party? And you know what, if they say no, that's okay, so what, I don't care.
Right.
But you know what, I say something, I always say something to them.
I love that.
And you know what, there's always ways to say,
Not your normal booking line.
no, and you know what, you never, and this is why I train new people too, you never wanna say, do you wanna book a party? Can you help me out? You know, can you do me a favor? Because you're gonna get no on every single thing.
So how do you say
Okay,
this
so
then?
there's different ways to say it. So I'd say, Marie.
Okay, this is where you write it down.
Okay. I'd say, Marie, you live in Darien. Oh my gosh, I've not been over there for about 6 or 7 months. I'd love to come, you know, and entertain you and your friends. So that, and I'd say, did you like, you know, the chicken fajitas? You know, I said, you're gonna have chicken fajitas tonight, but I was really thinking that when you have your party, I wanna do chicken bruschetta pasta. What do you think? So that's a way of me saying, can you have, you know, do you wanna have a party?
So do you use the booking slide or
No, I
any
don't.
tools?
No, I don't. I think you guys should. I don't. Well, you know,
No, the company's saying that customers really don't like that schmaltzy stuff. They don't
You know
like
what?
the gimmicks.
well, you know what? They don't like the gimmicks, and I say to you guys, listen, I want to tell you what, I'm standing by this. I've done a lot of parties. We're not playing party games. They're like, oh, you know what? Oh, great. We're not playing dice, or we're not doing envelopes. But that's just me. I'm not going to do that. But I don't like playing games to begin with. But you know what? I think if I were to challenge myself and do some of these envelope things, maybe my recruiting would be better. I'm not the best recruiter. That's not what I focus on. I focus on keeping my business going. And, you know, I would say, you know what, if this wasn't for people like Patty and Marie, who have been my past hostesses, I wouldn't even have a business in a kitchen. So I said, I really want you to think about inviting me over. And I keep saying over and over, you guys can't afford everything. You're not going to be able to afford everything I'm talking about. And I'm sure most of you can't afford this. So I said, you know what, who told her you want to go to her party? I said, you know what, we're going to be, you know, getting your party set up. And you know what, if they go, no, absolutely not. Here, I just shared this heart. So you've got your order form, and I would probably say, you know what, you guys, we're going to get this going here. And I really want to thank Patty for inviting me to her house. And I'm sure you all love Patty, or you wouldn't be here. So just to show her your love, go ahead and put a heart on the top. Just draw a heart on the order form. So I said, okay, you guys, do y'all have the heart, you know, down in there and stuff? And so I kind of walk around a little bit, and so I said, but remind me about that heart at the end, because we know we all love our hostess. And so at the end, I'll say, and I got to try to remember to do this heart thing, or somebody that might say, you know what was this heart about? And I said, oh yeah. I said, you know what, thanks again, we all love Patty. I said, you know what, I just would like to know if Patty really decided that she'd like to dabble in Pampered Chef a little bit and try this, maybe virtually, maybe, you know, online parties, or maybe even try to do a few live parties. I said, how many of you would like to support her? So you leave your heart alone, meaning that she'll probably talk to you, that you'd love to work with her. And if you absolutely do not, go ahead and put a line through that heart. You just broke her heart, but go ahead and go ahead and do that, and let's see the reaction, and you laugh, and you know, and so that. The other thing is, you know what, and I study what I do and how I do things too. I don't just stand behind a table. I never have. I stand on the side. And if you want to, you know what, I mean, when those 30 people were there, they were chatty, they were loud, there were people everywhere. And, and I put on my Facebook page, I said, hey, you want to see what it's like having a party with Paula? And so I held the camera up, and I'm going like this, and they're all hooting and hollering. And I don't know what it was. Oh, I know what I'll tell you about. And you know what? You want to move, people will watch moving objects. And so I don't just stand there, and we don't need to get me on this, but you know what, so I'll stand there and I move around and I do this and I move and I touch, you know, and I'm holding onto things, and I do this at my party. So I stand by an island, I stand by the counter, I stand on an end. I never stand behind and do all this. And you know what? And when I say, you guys, you're gonna all need to help me, they changed the catalog again, and I don't know what page. I only know where one thing is on what page one thing is. I said, but I'm gonna really need you. So, you know, if those two girls are chatting there, and I'll talk about the quick slice. I said, can one of you guys look for that number? You know, here, come on, groupies. I call these couch potato people. You're in the choir. You know what? I just say, But you know what, that's what you want to do. You want people to laugh. I said, you know what, I really appreciate this. Maybe some of you have never, you've all day long, you haven't laughed, and this really needs to be fun. What are the other things? This is another thing I'll do. I'll have the hostess or someone, whoever opens a can, whoever chops, whoever does this. I do not do station style, because I would have no control, and I cannot have that. I have to totally be in control. That's me. But that's me. It's a Paula show. But you know what? I will say, you know what? Everybody who helps me, I'll say, come on, you guys, let's give Marie a round of applause. Okay, everybody claps for Marie. And I'll say, how many of you guys worked out of your home today? They've almost raised their hand. I'll say, you know what? You think you did a good job at work today? Yeah. I said, how many people clapped for you? How many people applauded you today at your job? We love to applaud people. I hope you had a great time. I hope if you haven't been out in a while, you haven't been, I hope that this was a really good experience for you. And I would love to keep my business going. And I thought I was only going to do 4 parties and quit. And here I am, 26 years later. But it's because of you supporting Pampered Chef and our mission and mealtime. Who is going to teach this young generation to cook if we aren't out there? That's why in our catalog now we have all these, the kids, the tools, and we're going to start doing kids cooking classes. So I want you to think, do you want to have a kids cooking class at your house? How many of you need to raise money for missions? Who would need a class trip? I said, I just got done doing schools going to Puerto Rico next summer, and they were looking to raise some money. So I said, I gave each kid, student a book and some order forms, and within 2 weeks' time we got $2,800 in orders from 10 kids. I said, and then because I took pictures of the kids with their catalog and I put it on Facebook and say who else wants to do it, then I got another fundraiser. But you know what, I don't know, wouldn't you like to have a nice stock kitchen if you were getting married? Not only do I offer live bridal showers, but I also offer to do gift registries. Some people would love to have nicer quality kitchen tools in their church. Does your church need to? So what I'm getting at is look at all the things I say, all the things I'm talking about, whether it's virtual or live. Is it bridal? Is it fundraiser? Is it booking? Help her out, And I just want you to know that, you know what, you're doing Marie a favor when you decide to set a date, because she's going to be able to get really good specials at your party. And the really nice thing is when you host that, I said, I'm not going to do the chicken fajitas. I'm going to do something else at your party. I said, I don't know, do you want a patio party, a pool party, a deck party? Now, on a side note, I would never do those.
Yeah.
Because the bees, the flies, and the bugs are out there. I will promote them. And when she goes, whoa, got a new pool, we're going to have a pool party. Well, then when I coach her before time, I'll say, you know what? There's flies, there's bees, there's bugs. We're going to do the entertaining inside. I'll do the show inside. And then when I'm done, they can take their plate and sit out there. You know how many people sit out there? None. They don't want to be out there either, But, so you know what? I just have a way of getting around things. And I've done this enough, and I don't even think about really, I don't think about it because I've done it enough. But I really feel if you are passionate about what you do, if you think that this business really matters, and you want to be good at something, figure it out. Figure out how to do technology. I didn't know what a mouse was at first when they were all talking about that stuff. But you know what? I figured it out because you know what? I want to be good at this. And I want to be considered the kitchen tool entertainer. I work at my business. I don't think, oh, you know what? I've never, ever, in 26 years, ever woke up and think, is today the day I should quit? I mean, you should never have that mindset. Never have the mindset of, is today the day I should give up? It's like work at what you're doing. Work at being good. How many of you know all our products and tips? And when was the last time you went to watch somebody else's show? And I'm really serious about it. If Facebook stopped tomorrow for 5 weeks, how would you virtual people run your business? Or are you going to sit back and think, well, I'll wait. I think it's going to be down for 5 weeks. What are you going to do? Would it hurt you to do a live party? Would it hurt you to have your director come over to do a live party? I'm on a mission to get my virtual people doing a live party because we don't know what technology is going to do. Maybe they're going to do something different, but I don't want to count on that. I know if I can get in front of people, they're going to order. I have no clue what they're going to do when I'm posting. And you know what? People think they're gonna have a business by throwing posts out there. And then they're disappointed when they throw the May special and you wanna join my team and there's recruiting and this isn't working. It's like, that's not meant to work. All you're doing is posting. Where's the personal relationship with this? You know, where are you building camaraderie with customers and all of that? And when I can get in front of you, as you can see, I can pull you in and I can teach you things and I can help you. And, you know, I can help you in the kitchen. And, you know, like I said, how many of you have small children that you need to teach them? Are they going to eat fish sticks, french fries, and pizza and finger food their whole life? Who's going to teach them how to set the table? Who's going to teach them how to hold a knife and a fork? I say, you know what, that's up to us, and that's what we are, is we are a representative of Pampered Chef. We're family and mealtime and food preparation and helping put meals on the table, but it's up to us to teach that. You're not teaching it by throwing out all those posts. You know, that's like, it's not an easy way out, it's working for people. But really, that's not what Pampered Chef is about. How are you teaching? And unless you want to do your virtual parties and every other day you go on live and teach them something. Thank them for following along. Tell them, hey, tomorrow I'm going to be live. I think we talked this morning about, you know what, I will say to the hostess, you know, or a few days before her party, you could say, you know, I'm really excited about Karen's party in 3 days, but you know what, there's things that I never carry to the party, so tomorrow night for 15 minutes, come back here on her Facebook group, and I'm going to post a video of some of the things that I'm not going to carry. Well, that's like, whoa, got to watch and see what Paula's doing tomorrow, and I'm going to come back on here. So how can you get more sales with things that you're not carrying? I feel like I'm blabbling, but
No, this is good.
An example, what do you throw out for what I'm not taking to your
you know what, I'm not going to carry this grill, and I'm not carrying all this wicker stuff. You know, there's small tools that I just don't carry either, but you know what, I can use them. You know what, one day I got, you know, beginning with Pampered Chef, we all came out, had the apple peeler, you know, so I got the apple peeler, the board, I got the apple wedger, I got the corer, and because I'm not carrying all of that, and so within 5 minutes, I can move from thing to thing, give them all sorts of ideas. You know, if you don't even like apples, that's okay. You know what? You like pears. You can wedge pears. You can wedge cucumbers. You can wedge onions. Like, oh my gosh, no, I'm going to buy an apple wedger. You know, apple peeler, core slicer, coring things. We grew up in Pampered Chef taking a cucumber, taking a chunk of cucumber, coring out the middle, shove a carrot. Now, not a carrot. A lot of people don't even know what a whole carrot looks like. Young people say, shove a carrot in there and take your crinkle cutter. Now you got a crinkle cut carrot coin and a cucumber coin. It is as cute as can be. You know what? The apple wedger. Do you know how to make a radish roast? Do you know how to quickly make a nice centerpiece with fruits and vegetables? That's what they want to watch. I watch cooking shows. Who doesn't watch cooking shows? They're entertaining. They're relaxing. It's not murder by mystery and you know, killing and all of that. It's just a comforting thing. I don't even watch Chopped and all that. That has me almost on the edge of the bed. I can't watch that racing. You're lay in bed and they're racing around and the time is going on. And it's like, it is anxiety.
You're right.
And you know what? I learned absolutely nothing. So I try to pick up a tip or two. If I quickly turn TV on when the chew is on or some of that, I pick up a tip or two and then I start saying it at my shows. You know, and then when I say it enough times. But when was the last time somebody went to a show with you? Or you went to see somebody do a show? You know, but like I said, virtual is okay, but you know what? I don't know that that's going to sustain us either.
It's making the connection.
Yeah.
It's the connection, you know, and, you know, it's being real with them. And you want to do virtual parties, start doing live stuff. Start doing live. And get on there and post. Now, I think 10 posts a day, is that too much? Absolutely. You know what? I don't want people, I gotta sit down. I don't want people to think, oh my gosh, you know what, you got everybody unfollowing you. It's, you know, 6 posts in the morning, 4 posts in the afternoon, between 5 and 9, there's 7 or 8 posts. It's like, good grief, you know what? Post once or twice a day, one thing, they'll go to the website and find all of this. It'd be better if you go live and show them a few things, you know. But and you can see I talk fast, but I can talk about a lot of things, and I talk for a good hour. and do one food. But I rattle through a lot of products, but then they got lists of stuff they're buying.
What would you say are something that you always use at your show?
I always use the gray covered baker. Always. I'll switch off with the rock crock if it's a group that's, seen the baker a lot. I'll switch off with that. I never do a show without the garlic press, the manual food processor. Of course, I talk about the cutting mats. Let me just think here. The salt and pepper grinder. Then I talk about salt. Did you know that ground pepper has a shelf life of 2 to 3 months? So if you have pepper in your shaker since you got married, it's old. Did you know that?
No.
Wow.
So if you're going to the dollar store and buying this big thing of pepper, it's already been old before it even got on the shelf. And people say, when I say, oh, you know what, I want you to smell this fresh pepper. I sneeze. I say, you sneeze at old pepper dust. You don't sneeze at fresh pepper. Peppercorns have a shelf life of forever. If they're ground, they're already old, and you should get rid of them. You want a fresh pepper. You know what, and we've got a porcelain grinder, not a steel, glass, or plastic. We have a porcelain grinder. And you know what, when you turn the dial, do you want it to come out, like a mist, or do you want it to come out chunky? You can decide what you want to do. So you see how I sell things like that? And you know what, everybody loves stainless appliances. Well, isn't it a beautiful stainless and acrylic? I don't sell the recipe, I sell the product. And I think there's a big difference when I see brand new people and they're doing something. I'm going to stir this and I'm going to add it. You know what, I get all that done. You can have your rock crock or your baker full of your onions and your pepper and your thing, and then, the tenderizer, you're breaking the breast muscle down. Do people know how to use, you don't take the thermometer like this. You take the thermometer in the thickest part, 1.5 inches. And then when you go and pull it out, it closes. Do not cut your meat because it dries out. I tell about a lot of that kind of stuff. And I'll say, if you don't have the thermometer, which is probably the one most important thing in a kitchen, or you're going to grill, you're going to bake, you're going to fry, what's the temperature? How many of you have ever had dried out chicken? You know why? You cook the crap out of everything. And I tell them that. Stop cooking the crap out of everything. If you've got a chicken breast that's this thick and this thin, by the time this is done, what's this doing for you? Dried out. So let's break the breast muscle down, and so, and you can see, I'm just really passionate about blah, blah, blah. And then and then I'll say, what, I think I told you enough. And she'll say, oh no, you didn't talk about this. I said this because I'm going to do it at your party. And I don't, I said, who wants a banana split brownie pizza at their party? Tell the lady you're sitting next to that that's what I should fix. Do I fix it? No. They forget about it. They forget about it by then, but I got a booking. You know what? And then they come up. You can't wait for people to say, yes, I want to have a party. I don't use door price slips. I use the order form that's 2 on a sheet. And I will sometimes say to them right under email, it says, what kind of party you want. But you have to kind of know that I want to ask her, and do I ask every single person that checks out? No. But I sometimes challenge myself thinking, okay, I'm not going to ask her. Which means I'm going to ask her. And most of the time, they really will have a party. They just didn't write it down,
When we went to that training at Elevate, the gal who did, from the home office, who did our training, said to us, here, I'll stand up, said to us that she saw a really good example of somebody talking about bookings, and they had just the customers flip to the back side where they're talking about the host program, and then she said, tell me, Gail, what do you get for having a $700 show? What is the free amount on it?
240.
140.
Okay.
140.
So, can you think of something that you'd like to get if I gave you $140 here tonight?
Ooh, I think I want, I think I want the rock crock.
You want the rock crock. Nancy Jo, if you hit $140, what would you be getting tonight?
Oh, I think I'd put it toward that grill pan.
You put it towards there. Excellent. Mary, how many half price items come in that show? And then you'd look and somebody
3
say
maybe,
4.
4, yeah.
Or
3.
what would be something that you'd get tonight if you could do something, if you could get something at half price? If I was giving you half price item.
The double grill pan.
The double grill pan. What would you get at half price, Paula?
Yeah, I would probably get the rock crock and the slow cooker stand.
Okay. So instead of talking about the host program, she has them, and then with
Say.
specifics. So now you have something to talk to them about. Well, I would love to get that grill pan into your kitchen for you, and for sure we could do that. So it makes it personalized. It's not gimmicky.
Yeah.
It's them talking themselves into and seeing the benefit of
Yes.
a host coaching.
Yeah.
I would be remiss if I didn't have you also share how you recruit at your shows, Nancy.
Here, I can move, so you come up here, Nancy.
Well, yeah.
Because here, no, because she's got the camera. No, then she's got the camera and the lighting. There we go.
I don't know what I do with the gadget.
Well, I mean, okay, so
Don't
let's
you love that
be
she
real
put you on
here.
her- Wait, I'm still
So
got
have
my
you
thing
seen
on
her?
her.
She's in the catalog. She's #1 in all of Pampered Chef. And, you know, Nancy Jo has built an incredible business. And I have learned so much, or probably almost everything that I know through Nancy Jo. And she has an incredible team. And she doesn't ask everybody, but she's very consistent about how you present the business at each and every show and how you approach people that you think are talented. And I just thought it would be a great. And just think of all the hundreds of people you will reach through our training site, because you're not just sharing with us, you're
That's right.
sharing with them.
That's right. Well, thanks, Maureen.
And you can stand up
I
or
can
sit
stand
down.
up. I'm better standing up. I'm really passionate about this business because it's changed my life. And I know how many other lives it has changed. And I want to give every single person that opportunity, because no one knows what they're going to do with this until they start it and try it. No one. I was going to do it for weeks, 2 months. That is it. And it's been 30 years. You too can fall in love. So I always tell people to try the apron on. There's like 6 different ways you can do it. And you know, you saw the little flyer. It's, you know, part-time virtual catalog, a full-time business. Tell me what the other ones are. A friends and family consultant.
Real
There's
time.
one. Career and a career consultant. I started out just being a holiday consultant, just for a few weeks, you know, 2 months. And what I turned into was a career. I don't know where you're at. I don't know who of you need money or need a fun night out. I don't know your lives, but I do know that everybody has a kitchen, and everyone can benefit by trying the Pampered Chef, hosting their own show. Do you know someone that maybe needs a couple $100 more in a month? Let me know, because I never thought, I used to be an accountant, I never thought that I would like something like this. And I have fell in love with the Pampered Chef because of the products and because of our business model. Every single person wants quality in their kitchen. Every single person needs great ideas. We're here to do that for them. And the 3 people I look for at every show is the most excited person, or most excited person about our products, you know, and usually they're right next to you. They get there a little early. How can I help? What can I do? And sometimes they're the quietest person, but they're very excited about the products. So I look for that person. I look for another person with that is everybody's buzzing around, the most popular girl in the room. Okay,
That would have been Patty.
yeah, it would have been Patty, who never has time to do the business. But when they find out that for 1 3-hour period a week, you can make $400 to $600, all of a sudden they light up. Or maybe you just want to do this around everything else in your life and be a virtual consultant. And you post, you check it when you have 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here. There's so many ways, okay? And then the third person is the person that I try to be a great eavesdropper and see whose kids are in travel ball, dance club, hockey. I know their entertainment bills, okay, are huge because of what their kids are doing, and I would love to help with that. All right, give me one lousy night of TV that you can record, okay? So I really am passionate about Pampered Chef because it has changed our lives. You know, I met Marie, and I love this story because she almost didn't come to the show that night. I'm almost breaking up because I love Marie. We're like sisters at this point. Patty, Marie, I mean Paula. I do call Paula my sister. She could pass for my sister. I was just saying that to my sister down in Florida. I says, you know, Paula, she's like a sister. But Marie almost didn't come that night because she couldn't afford anything. She said to her friend, I can't buy anything. And her friend said, you need to get away from those 3 kids and sit in the back of the room and have some wine, and you're not going home till Jim has the kids in bed, right? Pass the batter bowl with the vegetable peeler and a big carrot. And it got her. It got her. A vegetable peeler. She said, I want everything. She waited till, I had 27 people at that show that night. She waited till the very last person had ordered, and she came up and she said, hi, I'm Marie. She goes, I can't order anything. I said, okay. All right. What do you say? But she says, I think I want to do this. See, I mentioned that we made $15 an hour on average. And she had just,
And that was a long time ago.
that was 1987, 88? 88. And she had just gone for a job at the hospital as a social worker, and they were going to pay her $15 an hour, but she's going to have childcare costs as well. And she thought, oh my gosh, this is how I can pay for the car payment. And all I did was say to her, this was a Friday night, you know what, over the weekend, talk to some friends and family, get 4 shows, and I'll come over and sign you up on Monday.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it. You guys, we make
There was
things
no
so
brochure.
complicated. There was no brochure. There wasn't even a catalog just about. Well, there may have been a little
Yeah.
catalog by that time.
Product
When I
three.
started, there wasn't a catalog, okay? So, you know, people say, I wish I went to a party back then. I should have started, and, you know, if I would have done that, where would I be? And I says, well, you might be where I am. Or you might have quit. Because we had a lousy host program. We didn't have any training. We didn't have any catalogs. I said, we as a field did all that before. Now we have this wonderful thing called Pampered Chef University. There isn't any reason, Paula was saying that to me today on the way here, there isn't any reason that everyone shouldn't soar in this business. No one's got an excuse.
That's true.
It's true. You don't have to have a great director. You don't have to have this. You don't, because you know what, guys? We all have stuff that happens in our life. Life happens while we're making other plans. The beauty of this business is you don't need someone else to succeed. Because if you did, I wouldn't be here. I haven't had a director since I've been in the business less than 2 years. So you make it what you want it to be. You really do. And so I met this little Marie Friday, and we have become life friends. Pampered Chef could go away tomorrow, we'd still be friends. And that's the added benefit of Pampered Chef that people don't even count, is the relationships. I mean, I was just in Florida with 2 of the other nationals, and we're all like sisters. In fact, some people see the national sisters more than they see their own sisters, you know? And we love each other. We've seen our kids grow up, and we're going to each other's kids' weddings and baby showers. And it's a beautiful thing about life. Because, you know, in a regular job, you usually don't stay for 28, 30 years, 25 years. You move on.
I was 10.
What's that?
I said I was only 10 when I started.
Yes, you were only 10 when you started. But thank you, Patty, we're going to shut that off.
Yeah.
I thank you, Marie, for asking.
Yeah, and I just want to say
Oh,
to each and every, you don't have to record this, I just want to say to each and every one of you, the opportunity for